Let's meet Maggie Walker. Maggie Walker was born on July 15, 1864 in Richmond, Virginia. She was born during the Civil War. Maggie's mother was a former slave. When Maggie was a young child, her mother used to make money for the family by doing laundry for white people. It was hard work. Maggie would help by delivering the laundry to the houses. Like many states, Virginia was segregated. That meant that there were a lot of things black people couldn't do just because they were black. Maggie didn't think that was fair. Do you? When Maggie was 14, she joined the Independent Order of St. Luke, a group of people who worked to help the African American community. Maggie often visited the sick. After high school, Maggie became a teacher. Schools were segregated, which meant that black children and white children went to separate schools. Do you see a difference between the two schools? When Maggie married Armstead Walker, she had to stop teaching. At that time, the state of Virginia would not allow married women to teach. She went back to school to take business classes. She became more active in the Independent Order of St. Luke's. Maggie decided to start her very own newspaper, the St. Luke Herald. The newspaper told people about all the good things the Order of St. Luke was doing. Maggie liked helping her community. Maggie noticed that banks did not treat black people and white people equally. It was hard for black people to get a loan so they could help themselves or buy a house. Maggie thought of a way she could help. In 1903, Maggie Walker opened the St. Luke Penny Savings Bank. She was the first African American woman to open a bank. She was the president of a bank. The bank helped black people get loans to buy houses. Maggie thought of another way to help her African American community. At that time, black people weren't allowed to go to the front door of a department store. They had to use side doors. They also weren't allowed to try on clothes to see if they fit before buying them. Can you imagine that? Maggie opened a department store that would serve her African American community. It was called the St. Luke Emporium. Black people could shop there whenever they wanted, and they were free to try on all the clothes they wanted. Maggie continued to run the bank and serve her community. She continued to work toward equal rights for women and African Americans. Long before Martin Luther King Jr. was even born, Maggie Walker was fighting for equality. Maggie ran the bank for almost 30 years. As she got older, she started having trouble with her legs. Eventually, Maggie could no longer walk and had to use a wheelchair. But that didn't stop her from working. She just added a desk to her wheelchair. Maggie died on December 15, 1934. All of her life she had worked for equal rights. One of the last things she said to her family and community before she died was, "Have faith, have hope, have courage, and carry on." Maggie Walker worked hard for equal rights of all people. She was the first African American woman to open a bank and become a bank president. Today, we remember and honor Maggie Walker for her contributions to Virginia.